Hey guys, this is Steve at DQ'd Barbecue. We're all about barbecue recipes, gear reviews, good times, and great people. Now if that sounds like something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. As for today, we're going to be making a delicious, quick, and easy weeknight dinner. Y'all hang out. Hey guys, so today we're going to do our second video in our slow barbecue series. And today's video all stems from, I was out having dinner with some of my best friends the other night, and it sort of came up that, you know, cooking meat can be hard sometimes, and eating healthy while cooking something tasty is difficult. So we just end up eating the same thing over and over, and while sometimes it's not great, we eat it because we cooked it and we're trying to be healthy, and I understand that all. But as we were having this conversation, you know, a little piece of me was dying inside. Here's someone who's real close to me, and I got to help him out because we can hook him up. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a real simple but very healthy weeknight dinner meal that we do at my house all the time. It's fantastic. We're going to be doing some pork tenderloin paired up with some sauteed green beans. It's fantastic. All you paleo and keto guys, I'm going to go ahead and put the macros in the description down below. But this is fantastic. I think this is a cut of meat that's often overlooked for chicken when it comes to fitness and everything. I just can't say enough good things about it. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. We're going to start trimming up this tenderloin, and then we'll get it on the grill. So there's not much to getting a pork tenderloin ready. You know, it's a great cut of meat. It's cheap, between 5 and 9 pounds, and it'll feed my family, and then I'll have enough for leftovers for the next day at work. But all we're really going to do here is we're going to go ahead and try to take off as much of the silver skin as we can. Now, I know that can sometimes be a daunting task depending on how efficient you are with your knife, but you know, just give it your best. If you don't get it all off, hey, that's okay. We're still going to have a great cut of meat. All right, once we get that tenderloin off, we're going to go ahead and season this up. And I like to think of pork tenderloin essentially as a blank canvas. You could do so many things with it. But for our slow barbecue tonight, for staying in that vein, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to hit it with salt, pepper, and garlic. Just like I do on a lot of my cuts of meat. It's so good. It lets that meat speak for itself while just accenting. So we're just going to hit it with that. Boom. We're done with the tenderloin. We're just going to let this hang out for a minute while we let our fire warm up. Okay, so for setting up our grill, it doesn't really matter what kind of grill you got, gas, charcoal, otherwise, whatever. Just set it up like you're going to set it up for grilling. So for me in this Kamado, I'm going to go ahead and start with a chimney, about a half a chimney of lump charcoal, and get it down in there, and then I'm going to let my Kamado come up to grilling temp. Again, I'm not even going to give you a specific temperature to cook this at, just whatever you would normally grill at will be just fine. So while I'm waiting for this grill to come up to temp, I wanted to share with you a few other thoughts I had after my conversation with my buddy the other night. It essentially boiled down into two things. Number one was, depending on what you're trying to cook and how you're trying to cook it, because there are plenty of different ways to cook things, make sure you adhere to the guidelines to cook that. And I guess I'm saying that like, so I'm a barbecue guy, right? And I cook a lot of things low and slow. I don't cook at 400 degrees. That just doesn't match what I'm trying to do. You know, for me, like 350 is the top of my range. And if I cook above that, I'm not going to get food coming out the way I expect it to go. Now, if you're a hot and fast guy, you know you're cooking hot and fast. You're avoiding those low ranges, because you're trying to achieve a desired effect that other people have achieved, and you're sort of a student of the game at that point. So that's my first thing. My second recommendation, which I actually think is the most important thing when you're cooking meat, is you need to know what temperature you're coming off your cooker at, whether it's a grill or out of an oven or whatever. You need to know what the internal temperature of that meat is. You need to know what the safe temperatures are and what the best temperatures are to get the desired effect you want. And to that extent, I recommended to him, you got to get some sort of thermometer to check this meat. Now this is a Therm Pro instant read. It's actually a nice little instant read thermometer. It's like $12 on Amazon. I'll put an affiliate link down below. But I mean, you could go a Thermopin if you want to go high end. You can even go just the classic stainless steel probes. Just, you got to know where you're at, because if you're overcooking it, you know, your meat's going to dry out, and if you're undercooking it, well, you're going to have a worse time for that. But I think our grill's up to temp now. I just wanted to go ahead and share those few things if there's anybody who's sort of new to cooking in general. Let's go ahead and get this pork tenderloin on this grill. Alright, so our tenderloin's on. For the next 12 minutes, we're going to flip this every 2 minutes to the opposite side, and then we'll check for internal temp at the end. See you in 12 minutes. Alright guys, you see we're at 142, 143 right there. That's good. We're going to go ahead and get this off, get it onto a cutting board, and let it rest. Now when you're cooking pork, you want to make sure you're up over that 140 mark. But for this, we're probably going to climb even a few degrees after we get it off. So let's go ahead and jump it off the cutting board and we'll get started on those green beans. Since I already had the grill fired up, I figured I'd just make my green beans outside here. So what I've got in the skillet right now is 3 teaspoons of minced garlic and 3 tablespoons of some grass-fed butter. Just kind of keeping that moving. You always got to be careful with garlic. Keep it moving, don't let it burn, but you want it to get fragrant. Alright, so our butter and garlic's had a few more minutes to sort of mingle, get fragrant. Now we're going to go ahead and add 1 pound of blanched green beans. These are snapped and strings were taken out. We went ahead and blanched them for just a couple minutes, and now we'll add them into our skillet here. Add some salt. Just about a teaspoon. You can always salt it at the table later. All I like to do at this point is just keep those green beans moving, get them saturating in that butter and garlic, and get them sauteed up. See you in a few. Alright guys, I think we've got our beans to a good spot. Took me about 5 minutes just playing out here on the grill. If you're on your stovetop, it'd probably happen a little bit quicker, but essentially you're just looking for them to be, you know, hot, get that butter garlic flavor infused. And if you pull one out and take a bite of it, you still want it to be crisp and snappy, but, you know, cooked. Let's get this inside and get some plated up. Alright guys, so we are losing daylight fast, but we've got to that part of the cook where I get to eat stuff, so I'm all pumped about that. Real quick, what we did again, super simple, pork tenderloin, took off the silver skin, we hit it with some salt, pepper, garlic, got it on our grill at whatever temperature you grill stuff at. Essentially, just start cooking it, every 2 minutes, rotate it 90 degrees, or not 90 degrees, rotate it to a new side. At that 12-minute mark, I want you to check the internal temp. If it's not over 140, hey, keep going. Check the next 2 minutes. Once you get up over 140, take it off, let it rest. This is the other thing I told my buddy. To me, one of the most important things about cooking meat after you get all the technical stuff down, temperatures and whatnot, you gotta let it rest. You gotta let that muscle fiber release and suck that juice back up in it. It'll come out fantastic. Our beans, super simple, just a great side. Again, I'll have the macros for all this stuff down in the description below. But for right now, let's get this tenderloin cut up. Oh man, this is great. It's great char on the outside of this, but it's still tender in the middle. Alright guys, there's the bite I'm going to take. I love pork tenderloin. I always grew up knowing people who said they love pork chops. They'd rather have a good pork chop than a steak. And I thought these people were crazy. Then I had pork tenderloin, and the tenderness you can get on that if you pulled at 140, it started to make sense. Okay, I'm a texture guy, so okay, now I can get that texture of that beef fillet out of the same cut off of a pig. Man, it's just, I'm gonna get another bite. That salt, pepper, and garlic just adds to it, lets the pork speak for itself. We gotta try some of our beans too, because this was a whole meal. It's fresh. I love the crispiness you get out of green beans when you do them like that. Just love it, you can't beat it. Then that sauce, there was a period of time in the house where we just referred to it as bean sauce. It went on everything, still does. Alright guys, so with my last little bit of daylight, I hope you can still see me. That's our cook. Appreciate y'all coming along to check it out. Hey, if you like what we did today, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hey, we got more of this stuff coming out. Anything I use today, there'll be an affiliate link down below, and also my social media info. If you want to get in touch with me, if you want to see maybe what we're doing next before it comes out in the video, go check that. That'll be down below too. In the meantime, y'all take it easy.